212 guests, 2,540. Crossways, 387 guests, 3,252. You go to today, total 730 guests, 7,401. Okay, so yesterday collections, Jade, 124. Nana, 192. Temple Shop, 219. Farm Retreat, 395. That goes to total 930. Running total for the week so far, 15,400. Sankirtan Jagya Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. One announcement, I guess. Scratch the floor. I don't know if you've any of you have noticed, but we've got the neighbour from hell living at the back of Little Pay Street, right? And he just purchased his property about 6 months ago, and then, you know, as the festivals increased, or certainly the participation in festivals increased, then he's noticed that the Hare Krishnas live behind him, right? And he gets very agitated if we so much as drive down Little Page Street, practically, right? And yes, and the reason why this is sensitive is because we have a planning permit application before council to finish off the kitchen and a few things. But he's lobbying the council very vigorously to not approve that application, which is going to be very inconvenient for us. So what we need to do is make sure that we're driving down Little Page Street in the right direction. In fact, actually, don't drive down Little Page Street if you can avoid it. And tell your friends. Right? For most of us here, it's probably not a big problem. But yesterday he got very upset because, you know, the rubbish collection came and he rang up the temple and abused Vishnu Priya. And she hung up on him, actually, she said, you know. And so she went out the back to have a look and see what he was upset about, and there was 3 carrot tops had kind of been spilt, right? Which is not the end of the universe, you know, but this is the pettiness of his response to it. So those of you who are driving the vans, especially the catering crew, please do not park a vehicle in Little Page Street. Anybody, don't park there. You shouldn't anyway, but especially for this particular gentleman. He gets, and he's got a Nest camera system, right, installed. So that means he's videoing everything that goes on outside his door, right? I've got a Nest camera, I can see, you know, if you come to my door, my phone buzzes and tells me you're there, and I can say, Hare well, Prabhu, what do you want? Even if I'm in India, I could do it, right? So so you think, oh, I can get away with it, I'll just park the van here and nobody will know. It's being videoed, right? He sent us videos of this, that and the other thing, right? So anyway, just letting you know, in case you're not aware, you are being watched. And it's not just the super soul. Especially if you're at the backyard, at the back gate, then now, and the council will make a ruling on this fairly soon, next month or so. And we might have to lobby the council with, you know, with some positive feedback on our application, because quite a few, he and a few other of the neighbours are quite stirred up about what we want to do. They're saying, you know, we were increasing. So, and the interesting thing is I don't know if you've noticed, but the number of people coming to the temple post-COVID just exploded. And we've got, you know, like on New Year's Day, we fed, what was it, 2,000? 2,100 or something people?
600 about.
Yeah. So, you know, and on that weekend, we got $12,000 in the donation box. And that's just, you know, that's a month of donations usually, but we got it in one day, on New Year's Day. We've never had that quantity of people visit the temple for New Year's, ever, right? So it is a fact that we're getting a lot more people. And so we're going to have to manage that. We're probably going to have to think about holding some of these larger events in other locations, because we just, I don't know if you'd noticed, but the place is just chock-a-block, right? Like Sringarav's appearance day last year, it was just packed, right after me, packed. You couldn't practically move in the temple. So we're really going to have to, we are as a community going to have to look at how we celebrate some of these events. You know, we'll do Janmashtami, but an event like Snan Yatra, we may have to relocate that somewhere else. Take Lord Jagannath for a drive and do the Snan elsewhere. Because the quantity of people that come here for that event now just fills up the temple and blows out, you know, completely freaks out the neighbours, right? And so, and none of you remember, because you weren't here, but I remember when the temple was, we couldn't have a Saturday, well, we didn't have Saturday feast in those days, but we couldn't have a Sunday feast. The council stopped us from celebrating festivals, right? So, you know, if you wonder why I freak out about this kind of stuff, it's because, you know, I remember when the Sunday feast used to have to be at Gopal's in Flinders Lane in those days, right? People weren't allowed to come to the temple. So it probably won't get to that, but we need to... Now, if you're approached by our neighbour at the back and he starts complaining about things, please be polite and friendly as much as you can be, right? But make a note, let me know if he, you know, because he complains about a whole bunch of stuff that really is a little bit unreasonable. But if he comes up with something valid, then we should do, you know, if he has a valid complaint, we should do something about it. And if he's just being aggressive and aggravated, just make a note of it and let us know. We need to keep track of it, because he had a, right, Vishnupriya? Had a bit of a complaint. Yeah, and some of it unreal, you know, he's complaining about it. Somebody brought a drone to Snan Yatra, and I don't know who it was, but they were flying around the neighbours' houses, so they all got upset. Oh, what are you doing? You're videoing us, and we couldn't care less what they do in their backyard. But they've, you know, just... And of course that's got nothing to do with us. So, but if there's a reasonable, you know, if somebody's parked blocking their entrance to their garage or driving down the wrong way in Little Page Street, these are valid concerns, so we should be conscious of, you know, the impact that we're having on people. Hare Krishna. Life as a Hare Krishna has always been exciting. If you became a devotee for a quiet life, forget about it. Okay. Mr. Mohan. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhaktivedanta ki
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Shadma Charana Banda Mui Sabadana Banda Mui Sabadana Mate Yara Prasade Bai Ye Baba Toriya Ja Prasade Bhai He Baba Toriya Ja Krishna Prati Ja Krishna Prati Ja Krishna Guru Mukha Padma Bhakya Chitete Goriya Kya Padma Chitete Guru Mukha Padma Bhakya Chitete Goriya Kya Arana Gori O Mane Aja Arana Gori O Mane Aja Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati Charane Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Aja Ade Pure Aja Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Aja Jai Prasade Pure Sarva चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से जन्मे जन्मे दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जाओते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेदगा जहारा चारितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधमा जनारा बंधो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधमा जनारा बंधो लोके ना लोके राजे बना तेला प्रभुपाद लोके राजे बना आहा प्रभु करो दया देगा मोरे पादा छाया आहा प्रभु करो दया देगा मोरे पादा छाया प्रभु करो दया देगा मोरे पादा छाया प्रभु करो दया देगा मोरे पादा छाया बेया तुतो त्रिभुवना शिला प्रभुपाद पतित पावना जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा प्रभुपादा दिल प्रभुपादा 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 प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद की जय नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रसाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निते नामिने विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रसाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निते नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Ora Bhaktivedanta Jaya Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaura Bhaktivedanta Jaya Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaura Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Jaya Gauranita Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhaja Jaya Subhaja Jaya Radha Balabha Radha Balabha Radhe Balabha Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Premanande Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivajacharya Astotra Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki ISKCON Guru Parampara ki Namacharya Sringara Thakur ki Shri Rup Shri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Goswami Prabhupada ki प्रेम से गो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसरि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की गंगमाई यमुनामाई की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की श्री श्री गौरनिताई की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की श्री श्री राधा वल्लभ भगवान की मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवदीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम चातुर जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की मेलबर्न महाप्रभु मंदिर की ट्रांसजेंडर बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन प्रसाद डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की ISKCON फाउंडर बीबीटी आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद गुरु पूजा कीर्तन की जय निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, Shri Guru Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki.